All right, we are here live with Arthur Green, AG, aka Mr. Steal Your Girl. AG, man, welcome to Gentleman's District bype, Build Your Personal Economy. I just want to have a conversation with you, man, and catch up and talk about what we always talk about: life, economics, moving forward. I know a lot about you. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Man, first off, thanks for having me. Arthur Green, AG, originally from South Carolina, from a family, mother, father, family of six, number four. And I had a very good life growing up as a kid. No trauma, no worries,
Okay.
no nothing. It was
Nice.
a fun life. I couldn't complain about anything.
Awesome. That's good stuff, man. Dillon, South Carolina. I guess speak to what it was like to live in the South, in the country, community, family, how it's so different than what we experience and we see today.
I didn't experience much of that, man.
Okay.
I'll be honest. As a kid, didn't pay any attention.
Okay.
I was a kid, being a kid.
Nice.
Playing basketball, that kind of thing. It wasn't on the radar at the time
Okay.
at all. Didn't affect me. Didn't see it. Didn't know how to look for it.
Gotcha.
Didn't know how to look for it.
That's awesome, man. I didn't have that experience. We'll talk about that offline, but I didn't have the benefit of being a kid when I was a kid. So that's a blessing. I guess talk to me about that transition though from, I guess, Dillon, South Carolina, being a kid, transitioning into the military. A lot of people don't know that you're a veteran, right? You transitioned into the military, man. What did that look like and how did that change or broaden your viewpoint on life?
Well, even in high school, I had a very early on, I knew in the 11th grade I was going to go in the Navy.
Okay.
So I went in the Navy, undesignated, but I went in and I learned everything I needed to learn as far as discipline was concerned.
Okay.
I was able to take that information and transmute that into the work world outside of the military. And most people think the military is rah, rah, rah. It's so disciplined.
I am most people.
It's not like that.
Okay.
It's not like that. After your boot camp, they transition you from being a civilian to being whatever branch that you're in.
Got it.
Now, you take those disciplines and you transmute those into your personal life, into your professional life. And most people will say, oh, yeah, you definitely was in the military. But these are the characteristics of people that are successful.
Period.
And it's undeniable truth of these, again, are the characteristics of people that were successful. So I took those, brought those back with me. And once you put on those glasses, you can't unsee this behavior.
Got it.
This behavior now, it puts you light years ahead of your competition. You go back home, you see that these things that you did do as a teenager, you're not really cool with them now. And it doesn't vibe with you now. You take that information and what I got from the military, and I was able to transmute it to my personal and professional world. And it turned out well when I made a transition from military to South Carolina and South Carolina to Greensboro.
Which is where we met.
Yes.
Okay. What has been the most pivotal season of your life?
Meeting a core group of friends that it wasn't a competition at all. We all learned from each other's experiences. And when one of us was doing something wrong, we pulled them aside and said, hey, check yourself.
Okay.
And we began to bounce ideas, see what he's doing, and learn through the experiences of other people. And it worked out well. It taught me how to be even more of a man than I was at the time. I grew so much when I met this core group of men, and to this day, we're still that core group of men with additional people that have come into that core as well.
Love it.
Meeting these guys was a pivotal point in my life.
I can definitely concur. I'm a part of that group, man, and it's been a game changer for me as well. Because some things you just don't know because you haven't been exposed. The community is so important. That's part of the reason we're here. Talk to me a little bit about what makes AG tick. What makes AG AG? There's so many layers to you.
I'm borderline obsessive with everything.
Okay.
If I go into any task, it's going to be solved. No matter what it is, whatever resources I have to tap for that, I'm going to solve that problem. If it continues to persist, I'm going to persist. I'm going to find out whatever I need to do to be able to win.
Would you say that's a missing element in some of the youth you mentor, some of the men you manage, some of the people you come across in your professional and personal life? Is that something that you see that's just inadequate in others?
Absolutely, they're halfway into it. Sometimes not even halfway. They don't see the complete problem, or a lot of times they haven't been able to, let's say, put themselves in that situation prior. So when it does happen, you now have the solution already figured out. You put yourself into a self-imposed situation. Hasn't even happened yet.
Got it.
Hasn't happened, but you're thinking about this war in a time of peace. So when it does happen, you now can give whatever answers and make whatever moves you need to make immediately.
And I think we talked about this before we jumped online, just preparation, man. One of the things we like to do is help people understand, like, you prepare why things are good. Every man should have a plan on how he's going to deal with grief, especially younger men. At some point, your grandmother's going to die. Your mother's going to die. The uncle that was more of a father figure in your life, he's going to leave. And if you don't have a plan to deal with grief, it will disrupt the success you've created for yourself. I see you as a very insightful, very 3 steps ahead type of guy. How has this impacted your ability to navigate friendships and relationships, or even corporate America?
It can make it extremely difficult because you can go into a situation and you've already figured it out. But yet we've got so many people that are around us we want to give this information to, give this ability to, and they continue to fall on their face. Even in the workplace, if you've been in a particular business for so long, you know what to anticipate. You've seen a lot of it already. You've scraped the majority of it off the shoe already. And you can predict when it's going to happen. But when you do give this information, it falls on deaf ears. And a lot of people will look at you like, that's a little strange. That's a little weird. Why are you thinking of it that way? But this is the reality of it. And a lot of people can't put on those lenses to be able to see that thing.
Love it.
And it shrinks the pool of people that can see that perception. And what it will do, it will make you withdraw from people because you feel as though they can't comprehend the things that you're even bringing to the table where you think are surface level.
Wow. We could unpack a lot of that. In an effort to be concise, I'm gonna switch gears. I know you read probably as much, if not more than I do. I'm at like 75 books a year right now. And some of those are repeats because if I read it at a different time, I'm gonna see something I didn't see the first time. What book have you read that's been the most impactful in your entire life and why?
You guys already know this. It's The 48 Laws of Power.
Okay.
I took that book, by far, that's the best $20 I've ever spent in my life.
Audience, you hear this? This is coming from a man that's not only successful, but he's happy and he's fulfilled, which is that's a different level of wealth to me. Because I know men with millions of dollars that are miserable with wives that don't respect them, right? So to be fulfilled and to be happy and to be content. Tell us a little bit about why this book has been so impactful.
It helped me to learn about behaviors of others, but also the behaviors that I've exercised.
Okay.
But not to use the book for damage, but to use the book as a defense mechanism.
Love it.
To understand when certain things were happening to me. Also, now that I can take this book, understand and control and direct now my behaviors. It was like a windshield wiper came over and gave me a completely different view. I actually saw where I messed up, how I could have made things differently. The things that others did, how the only thing I control is how I respond. The other portions I don't. That book and then that entire series from the author changed my life. Absolutely. 48 Laws of Power was the first one that changed my life, because I was able to now see behaviors and see those behaviors, those hardwired behaviors that were absolutely invisible to me until I studied that book. And now I study human behavior.
So does that alter the conversations you have with people now? Is it more like I'm conversing with you, but I'm really evaluating you based on your actions and behaviors versus what you say?
I do it all.
You do
all
it?
of
Okay.
it. All of it now. Because now you know, after you've had a few conversations with someone, you can assess their ability and what you can actually bring to them and they can actually achieve. So once you get to that level, sad to say, a lot of people will disappoint you.
I've known that to be more than true. What area of life are you focused on dominating? Like, if there was something that you were obsessed over and you dominated that particular area in your life, what area would that be for you?
This is going to sound kind of general, but it's mastering personal development.
Okay, I can see that.
It's, if I did something yesterday, I'm going to do it. My intention is to do it better today. If I know I'm going to do it again tomorrow, I'm going to assess the previous days. And if it's 0.1% better, then I'm happy with those small achievements. I'm happy with those small wins.
Love it.
My personal development and the things that I can achieve and I can focus on allows me to do other things for others. The focus is me.
Man. So tell me this, because that's huge. The focus is you. How have you had to reinvent yourself in order to be this version of AG?
Okay. There was a version of me that had to die. And you were around during that time. We party, ride bikes. But I also knew that in order for me to make it to a particular level in the corporate world, I needed to look like this, I needed to walk like this, I needed to talk like this. And I didn't have any of that at the time.
Okay.
So I looked around at the trainers, the meteorologists, the anchormen and women that had these positions. What did they look like? So I cut hair, changed the appearance, changed the walk, changed the talk. It worked. A complete reinvention. And it worked. And it was sustainable because I had the capacity to do it.
Wow. So there's somebody listening right now on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and they're in a season of their life where their desires have shifted and they now need to reinvent themselves. What recommendation would you have for them? And I know we both follow a be, do, have model where you have to become a new version of yourself in order to do something that would lead to a result of you having what you want to have. What recommendations would you give that young man or young lady that's looking to reinvent themselves?
Be comfortable being by yourself. Remember, this is your journey. It's not anybody else's. You're going to lose a lot of friends. You're going to lose a lot of family members. Sometimes you're going to lose jobs. You might lose money making a transition. But I'm telling you now, in the end, the person you become and the results that you have and the dream that you chase and the goals that you achieve, you will not be upset with yourself. Take that time. You're going to lose a lot, but you will gain tenfold. You will become a person that's now that go-to person. You are that guy. You are that woman now that people come to because they know you have it together.
What would you say to the individual that assesses that and is not willing to pay the cost?
Then you're going to stay exactly where you are. Don't be mad when people leave you behind. If you're not willing to go the extra mile, and I'll go ahead and tell you now, on the extra mile, there's no traffic.
Love that.
There's no traffic on the extra mile. If you don't want to make this transition, don't complain about what John's done. Don't complain about what AG's done, of how they've done what they said what they were going to do. And you'll say, hey, well, this was given to them. No, they work hard for it.
Man, that leads to 2 or 3 more questions. I know we're up against time. Tell me this. How important has community been in your ultimate development? I'll leave it there. How important has your brotherhood or your community been in you becoming the version of yourself that we see today?
I would not be this version without the community, because they had things that I didn't have. They poured into me the things that I know I didn't get in South Carolina. To hold me accountable for those things, you need that community. Find a core group of people who are doing the things that you're doing or have done those things, and have them hold you accountable. Ask the important questions. Man, how am I doing? Man, tell me the truth. If you got to hang a large intervention sign, do so. Ask for the feedback. Ask the people that are around you doing the things that you're doing. How am I doing? Am I okay? These are the people that you need to be the most comfortable with, because they're going to tell you the truth. And you know our core group, they will tell you.
You're going to get it, whether you want it or not.
Yeah, they're going to tell you if you're messing up or not. They'll pull you to the side. And the fact is there's going to be no battling back and forth. Okay, man, I got you. Because we're ultimately concerned and genuinely concerned about your success.
Love it. Last question, and I'm going to pass the baton to you. Appearance-wise, man, you always come through. You set a standard that most men can't reach. And you do it in a way that speaks to your unique personality, right? And you do it for you. And I know this because we converse about it. How important is the image you project, and what does it communicate?
When you're dressed a particular way, it's always going to speak volumes for you as soon as you walk into the room. People are going to know how to address you and even to respect you based off the way that you carry yourself. You walk in, shoulders back, chest out, and you're smiling at everyone. Hi, how you doing? It sets the tone. The people that are not qualified in your life or even qualified to speak to you will disqualify themselves.
Wow.
Because they automatically know they're not operating on that playing field. It's important for every person to know based off of your genetic makeup of what works well for you. So it is sometimes some trial and error to find out what's good for you. But it speaks volume for you. And it's going to speak after you leave.
Tell me about it. Wow. With that being said, man, that was a lot. I'm gonna pass the baton to you, man. Any questions you have for me?
Within the next 6 to 9 months, what's one area of improvement and one way you're going to do it with a plan A? No plan B. Plan A has to work.
I don't even do plan Bs because it just takes away from plan A. So first of all, there's no plan B. And I've been doing a ton of strategizing with Gentleman's District and with Build Your Personal Economy and really identifying who my audience is. And what I discovered is I'm really communicating a message to myself 5 years ago. So one of my ultimate goals for the next 6 to 9 months is to get laser focused on men that are successful and they're outperforming their peers, but they still know they're not at peak performance. There's something left in the tank. They understand that their gifts demand a certain outcome that they haven't achieved yet. And while they're being praised for making 6 figures, I was stuck at $200,000 to $300,000 for years. And I realized I was playing economics wrong. So I really want to help some brothers that are succeeding exceed expectations and break some generational curses and operate in a global economy. Whereas right now they're probably playing in their backyard. And while they're successful, they have no idea what's out there and what's possible. And I really feel like economically, the middle class is being eliminated. So you're gonna have to decide what side of the fence you wanna be on moving forward. And I wanna help some brothers that look like me, that move somewhat like me, accelerate the pace. You shouldn't have to say no to your family about vacation. You shouldn't have to say no to yourself about certain trips. You shouldn't have to say no about reinvesting in your gifts and talents. And a lot of my brothers, while they are successful, they're telling themselves and the people they love no far too often. And it's not because it's the right thing to do, because there's a time for a no. It's because their resources say that no is absolutely the answer. So that's my goal, man, is to get laser focused on how can I help and how can I walk some people through some easy frameworks that'll get them unstuck.
Okay, good deal.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, love it, man.